Ba-ba-da-bow-bow, Banger Management, Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Woo!
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 Welcome
Woo!
in. Welcome in. Welcome in to Banger Management, the Fantasy Hockey Podcast with Jake, Josh, and let me rephrase. Appropriately dressed Jake, appropriately dressed Josh, and black hoodie, no fun, no hockey merchandise Kevin. What is going on?
I was the
You
only one
set an
wearing a jersey
example.
last episode.
We were all hype to wear the jersey, and and then what's this?
Shame. Shame.
Fine, I'll put it on for the next episode.
Love it.
Get changed right now on camera.
I could. on video, we talked about it.
Oh my goodness.
That's what you guys want to see, eh? Okay, I see how it is.
So today we're doing our week 6 streamers episode. Streaming waivers streaming, that one.
Yeah.
Follow us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Rate us 5 stars if you like what you hear. Subscribe on YouTube. Love that we can say that now. Super cool, super fun.
Yeah, it's so fun
send
to
us
see
some
like people
comments,
already.
too.
Yeah, we're already getting subscribers, comments, and stuff. So it's kind of fun to see that people actually want to see what we look like. So
Yeah. I don't know why they would, but thanks.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna see all the YouTube views like boat goes down because they saw what we look like. They're like, we're not interested in this anymore.
Yeah.
This is what I've been
Yeah.
listening to this whole time?
Yeah.
Banger Management can make boats fly, which is pretty darn cool if I don't say so myself.
No, I like this boat thing. Boat goes up, boat goes down.
Yeah. Well, boats have been going down for a while, like with the James Cameron
It's the up
movies.
part that's difficult.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes us unique.
Exactly.
And yeah, you can see the link to all of our socials in the link tree in the podcast description. Also, Discord. Join the Discord. Almost at 100 members. Woo! Very, very
That's
fun.
crazy.
Great place to interact with y'all. It's a growing
When we
community.
hit 100, Kevin will shake that booty.
I already been.
Last booty shake promise did not come through, regrettably. So maybe this time, now
Wait,
that we
were
have,
the conditions met? I forget.
I think the conditions were met.
Wow.
Okay. We'll have to see about that. We'll keep a tracker. We got to keep trackers. We got to get the Velarde jar. We got to get the booty shaken.
Booty
Should we
shaking
call
jar.
it the Vajardi, or is that just
Oh my
absolute
God.
terrible?
That is not
That's a
okay.
bleep.
You cannot say that.
Vajardi. Okay, never mind. Velarde jar. I'm just trying to be efficient.
No, we got it. We
Okay.
got it.
Okay, let's enough.
You see
enough
what he did there?
Enough lollygagging. Josh, let's begin with our week 5 reputation stakers. Or
All
was it a
right,
good pickups?
Let's start with our week 5 choices. This was our first rough week, but I will say it's not all our fault. So starting with William Eklund, he got injured immediately and pretty much played 0 games over the past week. So I'm putting that as an L because if you picked him up, you weren't happy with that. But I will
Double
say that's
L.
not our fault.
Double L because he's also on my roster. So I'm sorry, guys, once again.
Hey, honestly, that's on us. You know what? I said it's not our fault, but we should have known not to recommend someone from Kevin's roster.
We said we weren't going to, and then we had to because my guys are just so good at getting
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Ready to be hurt again.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we had Eklund, then we had Troy Terry, 0 goals, 4 assists, 4 points, including some shorties, power play points. Man, Anaheim's just going nuts. So this is a huge win. This is going to be a season-long hold. This is a guy who we won't be able to mention again for the rest of the season because he will easily be over 40%. So love that for us. Huge win. And lastly, we had Anthony Mantha. He only scored 1 goal, and he got bumped off power play 1 for Ben Kindle. I don't know if he's a book reading platform or not, but
Patent pending.
either way, I think I'm going to consider Mantha an L despite him still getting a goal because I want to hold ourselves accountable. So that puts us at
No, that's
7-2, 7-2 on the season. Let's dive into some schedule stuff. There's
one
a
quick
few-
thing
Oh, yeah.
before we move on. I just want to say that it may not be the worst strategy if next year, late in your draft, you're debating who to pick. Just pick someone with an alliterated name.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't get it. Mitch
Troy
Martin, okay, not
Terry.
late, but still Troy Terry. There are other ones too. Like the alliteration
And
kings
others.
were what?
Just those two.
It's out.
Exactly. Insert name here. But yeah, it's alliteration king was a big thing in the offseason. So
Yeah.
I've yet to see a you
What
know
is
what?
the-
Let us know in the Discord or in the comments if you know an alliterated player, not illiterate, alliterated, who's bad. Just because as of now,
I'd
I
love
can't
to
think
see
of
what
any.
the
Brock
best
Besser.
team you could
Oh,
come
there
up
you go.
with that's all alliteration.
It's a strong squad.
I would love to see what you could come up with. Are there any alliteration goalies? I don't know. But anyways,
Ricard
let's-
Raquel.
not a goalie, but I like that one.
I'm just looking at my team.
Okay,
telling
let's
you.
dive into this. But if you guys think of a goalie, make sure you can spit it out.
Cole Caulfield. All right, continue.
Okay,
Yeah, Cole
so
Caulfield
2
is
game
good. That's a
teams
great
this
goalie.
week. We've got Chicago, Pittsburgh, and the Utah. 4 game teams. We've got Columbus, Edmonton, Islanders, Rangers, and Vegas. So I was actually able to list all the 4 game teams this week because there's not a ton like there's been the past couple weeks, which makes it even more valuable if you can get players on those teams to stream. Busy nights are Thursday and Saturday. So usually it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but Tuesday, the way we kind of do it is 20 plus teams playing, and I think it was on the cusp at like 18, but we're not going to count that. And I'm not going to list all the off night teams because anytime there's only 2 busy nights, there's a lot of multiple off night teams. So let's dive in to our top 10 points, guys. As always, under 40% owned. I'll
Yeah, I
start
feel we
us off.
should.
Yeah.
Well, first of
No,
all,
go ahead. Yeah,
don't ruin my countdown.
I would never.
Second of all, if this is your first waiver show, we have the top 10. We cover top 10 guys that are more points focused, but also like we are banger management. So these guys are including banger categories. But then after this top 10, we also cover 5 guys that are like way more just banger oriented. If you need to stream guys just for hits, blocks, pims, like those type of things. So a lot of names, and then we're going to cover the goalies as well. Goalies for quantity, goalies for quality. So lots to help your teams out. And I will begin the countdown with number 10.
Nice. At number 10, we've got Jordan Eberle of the Seattle Kraken. Some of these guys just kind of keep staying on our top 10 list. They stay low rostered. They stay putting up decent numbers. They stay with their good deployment, and so we'll keep mentioning them. Still line 1, power play 1. Seattle's not necessarily the most exciting offensive team, but they're a lot better this year than they have been in previous years. And Eberle's just doing a surprising amount of work for someone who's only 13% rostered. He's gone up like 5% over the past week, but they only have 3 games, and it's not off night games, so it's less this week specific, but I could see him sticking around your roster for longer than you'd expect in deeper leagues.
Well, I mean, last time we recommended Eberle, he was 1% owned a few weeks ago. Now he's 13% owned. I mean, with this deployment,
Boat
he's
goes
bound
up.
to see boat goes up, baby. But this deployment, like these guys are always interesting. Yeah, it's only a 3-game week, but he's going to be playing like 20 minutes a night. So
Yeah.
and he's been pretty successful thus far.
Yeah.
In deeper leagues, definitely worth a stream.
Yeah, and they're in the race this year. I mean, like we're far from the playoffs, but they're tied for 3rd with the Kings and the Oilers. I think those are way better. They're way better than Seattle, but I mean, they're still trying out here, and he's a big
They're still
part of their
kicking.
team. Yeah, so and it's nice to see because he has really like solid pedigree from years past, but then in recent years hasn't done much. So if he could keep this up and be a 60-point guy, he could be a really good long season long hold.
I think I was the only Seattle believer. Yes.
Hey, I drafted the quarter and I have
how the
Eberle on my team.
turntables.
Okay, let's move on before Kevin gets too smug.
All right. I have to brag about these things because my team's about to lose 0-15 in week 5. So, all right. Number 9.
At number 9, we have an interesting one because it's kind of a mystery name, but I'll throw 3 names out there. Actually, we've got Owen Power, Bowen Byram, and maybe even Michael Kesselring. Big news just came out that Rasmus Dahlin is taking a personal leave. Hope all the best for him and his family. But this is like an indefinite leave. Feels like it could be at least a month, if not longer. And the big question is who will get the power play 1 quarterback spot on Buffalo? They're going to play today after we record. So I think we'll know the answer by the time this recording goes up. But for now, the best we can say is it'll probably be either Owen Power or Bowen Byram. Michael Kessering was kind of a throw-in, but I think it's going to be one of those 2. And I think it's always interesting to see what a highly touted offensive prospect can do when given the opportunity.
Yeah,
I
my
mean,
money's on Power here. First overall, I think there's, the boat's pointing in his direction, if you will, because that makes sense. and yeah, and he's but it's going to be a short leash. Like if one game he doesn't do anything, I think that they could give Byram the opportunity. If 6th round Kesselring gets it over former first round picks Byram and Power, that is so sad.
There's no way. There's
But
no way.
anything's possible with this Buffalo team. So for now, Power would be the one I'm most interested in. And then Byram, and then yeah, we'll see.
This requires a little bit of, first of all, hope all is the best with Dahlin. Like, I don't know if people are in tune with what was happening, but in the off season, like there was some major health issues happening with his wife or fiance, and then now he's taking a leave of absence because she's having heart surgery. So they're going back to, I think it's like a heart transplant or heart surgery. So like they're going back to Sweden and gonna spend some time together. I'm assuming like it was probably paying a toll on him and hard to focus. The team is also bad. So that doesn't help. So
The least they
people
could have
were-
done was be good,
Yeah.
to support him.
No, but like imagine like you have all this like health issues and stuff happening in your personal life, and then like you have to go play for the Buffalo Sabres, and
Oh my god,
you're all alone, and everybody's
The hits
hurt and
keep
nobody's
coming.
there. So, but all that to say, like people were asking, like, oh, what do we think? Like, is it going to be like a weekly, monthly, like the whole season? Like, what do we think? And obviously, there's no right answer. If anybody pretends to know how long this is going to be, like they're lying. Nobody can know how long it's going to be. I'm assuming that it's going to be at least a month. I think that's like a fair estimation because she's going to have the surgery, and I'm assuming he wants to be there with her, like during the rehab process and everything, which I'm assuming is pretty serious for heart surgery. Like I have not looked into it. I have not also gone to medical school yet. So
I'm not a doctor. Just getting that out there.
not a doctor yet. But and I won't be for a while. So
Once
don't
they
get
start
hopes
handing
up.
out PhDs in fantasy hockey, we'll all be doctors.
Oh yes, that we will be. But yeah, all that to say, I think we need to look at what happened last season. Power had more of the PP1 time when Dahlin had those like back spasms. Byram, I think, also gets an opportunity though, because I mean, listen, it's going to be one or the other, right? I don't think it's going to be Kesselring. Byram, he was in trade talks. Like he wants to be kind of like more of the main guy on a team. He got traded from Colorado to be behind Dahlin in Buffalo, which is unfortunate for him. But maybe they give him a look as trade bait. That was kind of like a logic that I had in the back of my mind, but I feel like it's going to be Power. It's really 50-50 though.
Yeah.
So
They could
we'll
also
know
put
more.
Both. They could put both on Power.
Yeah,
Play 1.
honestly, the like forwards aren't good enough to force their hand to only put one defenseman.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They have nobody like healthy that's actually good on this team. They're not even Tuck is still
Other
on
than Tate.
PP2 and they're missing like 3 guys on PP1. So
Yeah, no,
That's
it's a
wild.
mess. So keep an eye out. And honestly, like, I'm still not even sure. Like, this doesn't feel like
It might
if
not
you
be
miss out
valuable.
on the pickup, like that you're, it's not going to be like a season-winning pickup. I don't think. None of these guys get back at, so it's already kind of just pure points. And Buffalo's kind of not a great team, so we'll see. It's still interesting though. It's always interesting when you have the chance to take a power play 1 quarterback. So keep an eye out on which one it is. We will message in the Discord when we know. So get in there for the up-to-date news. All right, Kevin, let's go.
number 8.
At number 8, another defenseman. I was excited actually about this week because I think there's 3 or 4 defensemen in our top 10 for points. And I feel like
Finally.
we always try and make an effort, but I don't want to force it either. So I'm excited. At number 8, we've got Cam York of the Philadelphia Flyers, currently line 1 power play 2, but that power play is kind of a 1A, 1B or just a full split at this point. I mean, he's power play 2 with like Konechny and Michkov, so what really is the power play 2, right? So no, and
It's
he's
a
putting up
split.
points. He's putting up good blocks as well. And he's definitely an interesting pickup. 3-game week, but has multiple off nights.
This is definitely a good one. 9 points in 11 games on the season. Like
Yeah.
that's huge.
He's
You
been
know, and
sneaky.
he's a former first-round pick.
And he got paid in the offseason. Remember, this was one of our signings from the top 10 signings. And I said something
Yeah.
that truly I believe in and I've always said and I always will and I never will not say, and that's follow that money, baby.
You do always say that. It's true.
Yeah, it's
But
a fun
I like
team,
York.
Philly. They score a lot. Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
No, I was gonna say I like York. He kind of gives Power / Byram vibes, where it's just gonna be more one dimensional in terms of the points. He's not gonna get you the category coverage.
He blocks decent.
Yeah, he blocks more, but like I'm not expecting shots or hits. But I still like him because at least you know the role is kind of like set. You know what you're getting. Whereas Byram and Power, I mean, as of right now, we don't really know what it's going to look like. But I think York is fun. Very
They have it, it's
fun
fun.
guy, you know. Love playing board games.
He's like a real Kawhi Leonard fun guy, you know.
Yeah. I wish I could do the Kawhi Leonard laugh.
It's like nobody could do it the way Kawhi does.
I won't even try to
Right.
impersonate.
Yeah, he's like a mushroom, am I right? He's a fun guy.
Oh.
No. I wish you guys could all see our heads. Actually, you can.
They can
On YouTube.
Finally, we got one of these on video.
Yeah. Let's go to number 7.
At number 7, we have Kyle Palmieri of the New York Islanders, line 2, power play 1, 4-game week with multiple off nights. This is another one of those guys who keeps hanging around our top 10s, and it's a lot about the process, right? We talk about the process and how to choose a pickup, and it's really, I think the ice time is just glaring. A guy like that playing over 20 minutes a night and has that power play 1 deployment on an Islanders team that is a bit more offensively exciting because of Schaefer and Barzal being healthy, so I like Palmieri a lot.
Yeah, the deployment you would like. Obviously, in an ideal world, he's playing with Horvat. That would be best case scenario. But even with this line 2, as long as he has that PP1, he's still pretty valuable for your fantasy leagues. If you're in deeper leagues, like he's only 16% owned, so he's widely available. I was honestly, I have him on my team, so maybe as we listen to this, he's about to get injured. Just watch out. so monitor his health status before picking him up. But last year he was averaging 2 shots a game. This year it's hovering around 3, and like we're almost 2 months into the season, so you're kind of thinking, okay, maybe this is more sustainable than I thought.
We're not 2 months in the season.
Oh, I said almost 2 months into the season.
It's about to be week 5. That's like a month.
Yeah, but week 1 is like a week and a half ish. So
Okay.
it's like,
So the season's basically
okay, fine.
over.
We're almost a month and a half into the season.
Yeah,
I'm not ready. I still
more
have, I thought I had more time.
Yeah. But all that to say that the underlying metrics and his shooting is very encouraging. So on a weekly basis, I'm never afraid to pick him up. He's on that PP1, and the Islanders are not the Islanders of last year. Like last year, we would be shocked they scored a power play goal out of once out of 10 games. This year, it looks like it's way more consistent. So I'm not afraid of these Islanders players anymore offensively, and I think Palmieri's one of the better winger assets that you can get. I just wish he was on line 1.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah.
Yeah. You know, similarly to Eberle, it's not a flashy name. It's not exciting. And also
same.
the Islander, yeah, basically, both the Islanders and the Kraken, you know, they were very, very bad teams last year. So with them improving this year, this is like the veteran presence on their team. And I imagine they're going to get the deployment all year. Shot volume is going to be strong all year. This week, Palmieri is a better pickup because of the 2 off nights and the 4-game week. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised, especially in deeper leagues, if they just turn into reliable season-long holds that way better than anyone you'll find on waivers. They're not super exciting. They're not going to have trade value, but they will positively impact your team.
Yeah, just for context, like we play in a 14-team league with your 20 starting roster spots on like every day. So he's one of my better, mid-tier forwards where I'm not really dropping him and I'm not trying to trade him or trade for him, but he's just like solid production from that one roster spot on a weekly basis, and those are valuable in your deeper leagues.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to number 6.
All right, at number 6, we have someone who has never done anything wrong in his life, and that is the Saint Corey Perry of the LA Kings. Line
I'm glad
4,
you prefaced it that way.
Yeah, line 4, power play 1, and he's a point per game on the season. I mean, he's only played 9 games, but he's got 9 points in those 9 games. This is not one that I think is a season-long hold, but this is one that I think is an easy stream while he's running hot. He's got that power play 1 spot, and honestly, I don't really see him losing it right now because they're doing well with him on it, and they weren't doing well with him not on it. So obviously the even strength deployment's nothing exciting. The ice time's not that exciting, which is why I don't think it's a long-term hold. But definitely for while he's riding this hot streak, I'm very interested, and I did grab him in our league. But only a 3-game week with no off nights.
Yeah, the PP1 is obviously he's 40?
He's 40.
That's crazy.
and he's still the net front presence, just like being a bleep disturber in front of the net, doing crazy stuff. It's
he got in a fight last
smart.
game.
The bleep.
Yeah.
He got me 5 pims.
Yeah. I feel he's like in the old man strength territory, where you don't want to F with him in front of the net. Good mute there, Kevin. And
You're welcome, everybody.
And honestly,
I had a major sneeze.
Yeah. Well, look, I am I'm with you. He's not a season-long hold. You definitely have to ride the hot hand, though. And, that being said, he got 30 points in 81 games last year. I think he could get 40 this year. And
I mean, that's 0.5 points per game. That's not really a season long.
yeah, exactly. It's going to be an improvement, though, but far cry from the point per game pace he's on right now.
Yeah. He has 9 points. 6 of them are goals. Like, that's, I do not see that
Sustainable.
I don't see that in Corey Perry's future to be if he had 40 points, how many goals would that be? That'd be like 20 something goals and 10 something assists. Anyways, that's not sustainable for Corey Perry. He's also playing like 12 to 14 minutes a night on a regular basis. I feel like with that line 4 deployment, but recently it's been taking up, like last game he played 17 minutes. So if he's getting more ice time, like this guy's just a menace on the ice. Honestly, he just finds a way to score goals. I think in a week like this, like you can absolutely stream him.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Moving on to number 5.
Okay, at number 5, another defenseman. Very exciting stuff. We've got John Klingberg of the San Jose Sharks, currently line 2, power play 1, and he gets to play with the best player in the league, Macklin Celebrini. So I think anyone who has anyone who has access to Macklin, Big Mac, they are worth rostering, and he's getting that power play 1 deployment for now at least. I know Orlov had it before. I think it's clearly Klingberg. The coach said why we signed him, for him to be power play 1. My only concern is that the power play hasn't been clicking that great with him on it versus they were doing better when Orlov was on it. But I don't think he gets bumped. So I like Klingberg as a one of those power play 1 quarterbacks who doesn't do much backcats, but we'll chip in some points here and there.
I have him, and I picked him up for the exact reason that you mentioned, is because he's playing on power play 1 with Macklin. He is someone I was extremely low on for a while, and I'm still a bit scared because he's had a lot of injury issues in the past few years. The one big difference, though, between him now and him in the past 3-4 years is that he was always a secondary defenseman. Last year, he was obviously buried behind Bouchard. Before that, he was on the Leafs, where Riley, I think, had a pretty strong hold on the power play 1. And when he was on Dallas, he was often ahead of Heiskanen. Harley wasn't in the league yet, so when he has the opportunity to be power play 1, he really shines. And there's a nice bonus that he's hitting, which, where did that come from? Chill, so you stay healthy, but also like keep it up in a way. So yeah, he's been really great, and I'm not saying season long hold here. This is more of a stream as opposed to like a true waiver wire pickup that you're confident in, but I would roster him for now with the deployment.
We talked about this even before the season, right? Like, he's a power play 1 defenseman that is not going to be heavily rostered in your fantasy leagues. He's only 11% owned right now. 11. That is not a lot. But for a power play 1 defenseman tied to Macklin Celebrini, William Macklin when healthy, I think there's way worse guys that you could pick up, especially for this exposure. I like Klingberg. I will say keep your expectations in check, because he had a few games where he was just like 3 shots, hits, blocks, and you're like, oh my god, like the category coverage is here or whatever. Like, do not expect the category coverage.
Yeah. No.
He's very one dimensional in terms of points, but there's a lot worse defenseman that you could stream for points. So
I don't know though. Like I'm not saying his hits are sustainable, right? But like, it's not that one dimensional this year. Like, he's doing stuff. It's fun.
I mean,
he's playing.
If you look at his
3D.
game log, he has a lot of hits he has a lot of games with 0 hits, and then there's like one game with like 3 hits, and then it kind of averages it out.
Yeah, no,
So
now I'm looking
really
at the averages,
that.
and it's way less exciting than when I'm looking at it on a night-by-night basis. But yeah,
it's because you never
let's go with
expect
what
it.
Kevin said.
So anytime you see it, you're like, wow, he's hitting like crazy, because it's so much more than you expected, which was 0.
0.5.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, let's go to.
All right, now these are some exciting names. Now we're breaking into the top 4 with number 4.
At number 4, we've got Victor Olofsson of the Colorado Avalanche. Line 3, power play 1, 3-game week with multiple off nights. And I think he's starting to cement his spot on power play 1. I really think that it's finally starting to click with him on it, him and Nichushkin as the 2 non-lock guys. And he had that 5-point game, which was nuts. then put up 2 games of zeros, but he was still shooting. He had 4 shots and 3 shots, which is still very nice to see. And then he put up another 2-goal night in his last game, including a power play one. So I kind of like what I'm seeing from Olofsson, and I honestly don't think it would be crazy for him to break into the top 6 at even strength either. Like, I don't think Ross Colton has that much of a hold on line 2 winger that Olofsson can't take it.
Talk about tables turning.
I know. Ross Colton was my GOAT. Anyone who was playing last year and picked up Ross Colton in the first month knows what I'm talking about, when that was a season-winning pickup until he got injured.
Yeah.
Josh was convinced he was going to be like a top 50 fantasy player.
He would have been if he hadn't gotten injured. I stand by it.
Okay, we'll see. But either way,
I would have gone state if coach put me in.
Victor Olofsson is only 19% owned, so he's available in 4/5 of your leagues. And the one thing that to mention with him though is he's still averaging like 13-ish minutes a night. That's not really what you want. And we talk about the process, right? And I guess it seems counterintuitive here because we're recommending a guy that is not really getting a lot of minutes, but his production, even with this, level of minutes, is pretty high. Like 13 minutes a night, and he's still averaging 3 shots a game. So that's pretty incredible. And it's always like with him, he's exposed to one of the best power plays in the league. I know the Colorado Avalanche right now, like if you look at the numbers, like their power play isn't necessarily super high because they started so slow to start the season. But now it's clicking because he's on it. And also the upside, if he gets bumped in top 6 and he's playing like 16, 17 minutes a night, like he could actually blow up. Like he could be like in the realm of like league-winning pickup. If you're picking him up at 19% owned, he gets bumped up to the top 6. He's playing 17 minutes a night, averaging 3.5 shots a game and like way more points. It could be huge. I don't want to say that because he's on Josh's team and he was on my team before and I dropped him. But either way, this is very exciting. I think just having exposure to Nathan McKinnon and like
Marty Natchez,
Mackenzie Blackwood. not scratch that. But I love Victor Olofsson. I wish I didn't drop him.
I love picking up Kevin Scraps in our league.
I'm always ahead of the curve. I feel like I'm always ahead of the curve, and then sometimes I just can't hold.
He's always a bit early, and and then drops the guy, and I'm like, I got outbid on him when he originally picked him up, so now I'll grab him.
The next guy that's gonna blow up, Gritsuk from New Jersey. You heard it here first, boys.
Don't take that to the bank, but do follow his Telegram or whatever, because it's hilarious.
Do follow his Telegram or his Instagram.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the top 3.
All right, number 3.
At number 3, we've got Ivan Barbashev of the Vegas Golden Knights. Line 1, power play 2, 4-game week with multiple off nights, and line 1 is currently him, Eichel, and Marner. So they've been shuffling around those that top 6 a lot. We'll see how long this sticks. This one to me is very much I know like it's strange to say because he's one of the higher percentage guys on this list, but I feel like he's just a stream while this line 1 sticks. And I don't love the guy because he's not power play 1, but he's putting up numbers on that even strength line because it's just such unreal line mates. And with the 4-game week, it felt like a no-brainer.
He's a plug on line 1 with good players and has been for the past few years. The way I'm looking at this is that if this gets Marner going, because he was slumping a little bit for like about a week and
Marner's
a half
still
there.
by low.
But he's turned it up recently. He's
he
like
has no category coverage.
Yeah, for sure. But the points have been there, and obviously that's because of Eichel and not Barbashev. But Barbashev is bad enough to stick around there and still have the lines balance out. He's not a bad player, but he's not some like amazing fantasy player. And if this balance keeps Marner going and Barbashev just has a piece of that, he could be a real asset to your squad for especially next week with the deployment and the off nights and everything.
Yeah. I just wouldn't bet my house on this sticking. But the thing is, like, we do streamer shows like this because while it is sticking, right now is the time to get in and take advantage of the production. He's 30% owned, like 29%. He's also over a point per game this season. Last season, he was at 0.73 off the top of my head. 0.73 points per game, and he was averaging.
You.
Yeah,
that was off the top of your head.
Yeah, I mean,
I got 2 decimal points.
I was in some trade talks with somebody, and Barbashev's on that person's team, so I was doing my research. But and I think he averaged like last season 1.6 shots or something like that, like 1.59. I'm actually curious, is that accurate? Can you check?
Wait, how many shots and hits? Sorry,
like it's like 1.6, like 1.59 or 1.58 or something like that. Anyways,
Okay, 1.59 shots, 1.49 hits.
That's actually
Okay.
nuts.
But
All right.
either way, all that to say, I think this production is not sustainable. But like you drive it home, like boat goes up when he's playing with Eichel and Marner. So now's the
Yeah.
time to stream him.
A classic stream.
4-game week. Hopefully it sticks.
Yeah, and I think it will for the next week. He has 7 points in his last 5 games, and
Yeah.
Marner has similar production. So
Yeah.
it's good.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, and it's working
right.
for now.
Yeah.
Number 2.
At number 2, we have Kevin's favorite guy because he's on his team and not injured. Knock on wood. We've got
You just jinxed him crazy.
Dmitri Voronkov of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Line 1, power play 1, 4-game week with multiple off nights. He's been putting up great numbers. I know he's been the last 3 games. He hasn't gotten a point, so he's on a bit slow. This is the opposite of a Barbashev, right? Barbashev is a guy who I don't trust season long, but right now he's hot, so you pick him up as a stream, whereas Voronkov is not necessarily killing it the past week, but I trust him much more with his deployment and ice time and line mates and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Voronkov is a double-double. He's currently 32% owned, but he was at 45 before that. He got dropped a lot. I would say bleeping a lot because in week 5, Columbus had a 2-game week. So he's a type of player that, especially in your more shallow leagues, unless you're in a really deep league, 2-game week, a guy like this, you cut him, you stream somebody with a better schedule. But 4-game week upcoming, he's a line 1, PP1. He's a double-double, first of all, don't forget. It'll be interesting to see because I feel like Columbus has kind of been slowing down a little bit. And Monahan just got hurt, but he's potentially not missing any time. They might be trying this new line with Fantilli line 1 after the Monahan injury. So it'll be interesting to see if Fantilli learns any Russian. But for the moment, I'm really in on Voronkov just because he has the category coverage. He's a banger league stud. This is the guy that you picked up off waivers after the draft, and he's getting you 2 shots, 2 hits, which is already super valuable. And he'll get you over 0.7 points per game. He's really one of those silent killers for your fantasy team. I just think he does it all. 4-game week, I'm really excited to have him.
Yeah, and what is different than last year is that they tried him on center last year, which considerably took away from his offensive production.
He was line 3C.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there was the deployment, and some people just don't produce offensively when they're playing center. Winger's a lot easier to do that. He's hitting, which is nice, and I think that's sustainable considering he is massive. And
I saw that one coming. I was just waiting for him to mention
Guys,
it.
6'5", 240, get out of town.
Is he actually 240?
Monstrosity. What?
Is he actually 240?
240 pounds.
That's
Oh my
nuts.
God.
Oh my god.
Massive.
And he's 6'5"?
Yes.
Is he in
He's-
finance? No, I'm kidding. 6'5", blue eye.
I was going to say, I wonder if he has blue eyes. No, but he is an
He's a Russian, he
absolute
could.
unit. Yeah. Well, I mean, non-Russians could have blue eyes. Anyways, but
That's also true.
absolute unit, and the Pims are kind of nice.
Yeah, the Pims
You know,
are nice.
he gets a minor penalty every game, so that's gonna piss off the coach. But he still has line 1, right? So clearly it doesn't piss him off enough. I'm very excited about Fantilli if he actually does get this line 1 deployment. I know that they were veering off a little bit, but Fantilli has an offensive skill set that Monahan simply does not have. So if Marchenko and Voronkov could bring that out, that's great. But yeah, back to Voronkov, the double-double is amazing, and that's what we look for in someone who could also get above 0.7 points. So definitely a season-long hold.
To your point, and that we've been talking about, bonus transaction here, not in the top 10, but Adam Fantilli, if this line 1 sticks, he will be valuable for fantasy. We talked about how he's not relevant as long as Sean Monahan has that line 1 PP1. And it's tough to say because, I think he has a lot of potential, but he's just stuck in a deployment, right? They're not going to run, they can't run 2 centers on line 1. So Monahan hurt maybe is the catalyst that's needed for Fantilli to really blow up because Fantilli is only 35% owned. He was also heavily dropped this last week because of the 2-game week. But we've seen what he can do. Last season, I feel like when he was in that line 1 spot when Monahan hurt, he really thrived. So it's just hard for them to be all right, Monahan, you can't get your spot back, even though he was killing it as well. But maybe we're seeing the tide change right now, and now's the time to jump in on a 4-game week. Take your chance. As we record this, we haven't seen any actual games yet since the Monahan injury, so we don't know if this line 1 is actually going to stick. It could be that it was just a practice thing while Monahan is hurt. But if Fantilli, when you're listening to this, like Sunday afternoon or evening, and he's line 1, he played line 1, pick him up. Like, that's a guy that you should prioritize. I would put him probably ahead of Barbashev.
Yep.
All right, last one. Let's touch on number 1.
At number 1, we have my 16th round pick from this year, Chris Kreider of the Anaheim Ducks, playing line 1, power play 1 with Leo Carlsson, the GOAT. It's actually crazy how many of these young guys are breaking out at the same time this year. It's nuts. Right now, Celebrini and Bedard leading the league in points, and Leo Carlsson right behind them. Super fun. Anyways, back to Chris Kreider. He's doing exactly what they wanted him to do. He's getting those. He's doing the net front power play 1, getting those tip ins, those rebounds. He's just scoring. He's at a point per game, mostly goals, and point per game of goals is not sustainable, but he is just more of a goal scorer than an assist guy, so it makes sense with his kind of archetype of player. And Anaheim's scoring 7 goals a game, which is super sustainable. So, I mean, it's kind of kind of crazy to not pick up Kreider. No, obviously they're not going to score 7 a game, but there's just so many guys on that team with Carlson and Cutter Gauthier, and just everything going on there is super fun. So having that deployment on a team like that right now is just invaluable. This is a season-long hold for sure.
He's gonna slow down, like, for sure. It doesn't mean that he's someone I'm super excited to play. I mean, he's on pace for 75 goals or something, like,
easy.
78. Sorry. So it's and even without the 4 games next week, I'm happy to make him the number 1 spot. Absolutely. It's encouraging to me that he scored many, 50, well, not many. He scored 150 goal season, another like 36, 39.
Yeah.
And these are somewhat recent. Exactly. So although the pace is not going to be there, the assists are bound for some positive regression too. 1 on the season. I'd expect some more. And even if the goals slow down, like next week, like I wouldn't be surprised 5 points in these 3 games.
Yeah. And like how we always joke about how when someone leaves Buffalo, they become amazing. At what point do we start thinking about that about the New York Rangers? I mean, look at Kreider, look at Trouba, and the Rangers are garbage. And
all these goal scorers.
Yeah, exactly. Elite goal scorer, Jacob Trouba. But I mean, it's crazy. They're just like, I mean, when they inevitably trade Lafreniere, I feel like he's going to pop off, So I love Kreider. Super happy to have him on my team. He is also a sell high, but also a great pickup.
He's also only... He's 40% owned as we speak. Like obviously,
when I made this, he was 37% owned.
Yeah, so there you go. Already people are picking him up. You want to hop on that train. He's been back from injury or illness. Sorry, it's been 4 games. He's got 5 goals. He's shooting a lot. Like the foundation for the solid production is there. The deployment is there. That's what you want to first of all look at. Obviously, exception Victor Olofsson, but. I think there's no reason why he's not a season-long hold, especially in your deeper leagues. Like, obviously, it always depends how shallow your league is. We say that, but he's super fun to have.
Okay, let's dive into some bangers with the hard B.
Bangers.
There we go.
Time to bang on video. YouTube, baby. All right, let's get into this with the number 5.
At number 5, we have the bane of Kevin's existence, 4 points per game, Matthew Olivier of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's averaging 1.3 PIMs, 1.5 shots, 3.5 hits, and he's got a 4-game week with multiple off nights. Love this as a bangers pickup. Don't expect the 4-point nights.
Unless he's playing me again.
That was crazy. Semisonic said famously in 1998, "You don't have to go home, but you can stay here." But Mathieu Olivier is just never leaving this list. He's always here. You're like, first of all, I mean, in serious like deep bangers leagues, he's got to be picked up. He's always a menace and super good asset to your team because of the PIMs too, right? He's a bleep disturber. Mm-hmm. So not much to say because we talk about him literally every week. But start picking him up so we can move on to other players.
Bingo.
Yeah. I mean, this is the guy that you want on your team if you want to prioritize hits. Like this is the dude, and the guy we'll talk about number 1, but he's more than just one dimensional like that. But we'll get there.
Okay, well, don't skip ahead. Let's go through the list first.
All right, number 4.
At number 4, I will say I am excited about this top 5 bangers this week because they're all 4-game guys with multiple off nights, and 2 out of 5 of them have points upside as well. And
we
this is one of them.
rejoice.
We've got Emil Heineman of the New York Islanders, 0.62 points per game, 2.1 shots, 3.9 hits, and again, 4-game week with multiple off nights. He's been a guy that we've talked about, I think, every week at this point. He keeps hopping between the points one and the bangers one, but on a 4-game week, in a bangers league, he should already be rostered. The hits is absurd, and the fact that he has line 1 deployment and is putting up points like that with the shots, he's a season-long hold.
And I think we'll get a look at power play 1 at some point. I wouldn't be impossible.
Yeah,
I mean it's Drouin.
Exactly.
So.
He'll just get injured and then
that will probably most likely be the case. Let me go pick up Drouin for everybody.
That's the next level, helping out the listeners.
Well, not much to add. Like he's been really solid in his banger category coverage, and the points floor has been higher than we anticipated. And I feel like with Olofsson, there's always more that can be gained with the extra deployment that can come. So Heineman is super fun, and I wish the Habs still had him, but I'm happy with Dobson.
Yeah, can't complain.
All right, let's get to number 3.
At number 3, we have someone who already did his stint on IR, so he atoned for being on Kevin's team. Alexander Romanov of the New York Islanders, 2.5 hits, 2.6 blocks per game, 4-game week with multiple off nights. I really wanted Romanov this year on my team. I just feel like he's a more under the radar, like kind of Gudis type of player. But he's younger. He got paid in the offseason. He got to follow that money, and I like what he's doing a lot.
Yep, I will say I have I'm a Romanov owner, obviously, since he was already hurt. But he only missed I think 2 weeks. But nonetheless, I think his bangers since his return from injury have been more scarce, I will say. But I'm not worried about it long term. I just feel like it can be any given week where he just blows up for a massive bangers day where he's hitting and blocking like crazy. His minutes fluctuate a lot, so I feel like the games that he gets closer to 20 minutes are better than the games that he gets closer to 16 minutes. But he's still going to be like even the banger league studs like the Gudises, I don't want to say the other names, but like the Trubas or whatever, they'll have games where they just
Gudai. I was just thinking that.
What?
The plural of Gudis is Gudai.
Gudai. Oh yeah, you're right. The Gudai of your
Good
fantasy
idea
leagues
too.
will be inconsistent. Will be inconsistent for bangers, but Romanov is one of those guys that even when those games happen, I'm not worried about him long term.
Yeah.
All right, another banger league stud. Let's get to number 2.
At number 2, we've got the man that I discovered in his breakout year, Jeremy Lauzon of the Vegas Golden Knights. 1.5 PIMs per game, 3.7 hits, 1.7 blocks, 4-game week with multiple off nights. I love Lauzon. I really wanted him this year as well, but I ended up taking Goss Despair over him in the 19th round, which we'll see how that works out. But anyways, I love Lauzon as a banger. He just super, super solid. And honestly, I've wanted to put him on this list for 2 weeks now, but Vegas keeps having 2-game weeks. So I'm I can't recommend a bangers guy who has a bad schedule, but he finally has the good schedule, so he made it.
Yep, and I feel like recently he's been more. It's tough because I feel like when I hear Vegas people talk about him, they see him more as a liability. But then he almost scored last game. He's chipping in points more than I feel like. I mean, he's not a lot, but it's more than you would anticipate if you're anticipating 0. So it's not impossible that he sneaks in a point here or there. But he's really a hits guy.
If you just expect your entire team to put up zeros every night, you're gonna be so happy every night.
With these type of guys, that's what it is. With the Romanovs, Lauzons, the Gudai, they're just you don't expect the points, but when they're there, it feels like the cherry on top.
Yeah. This section's all about volume, and he's gonna get you. He's gonna do a lot with the volume. The 4-game week, tons of hits. He could swing it for you, and he averages him and Heineman. The most on this list, basically. So I like it a lot for this week.
Yeah. But let's get to what Kevin's been waiting for since the start of the episode, because it's finally something good for him, and I feel bad just talking about all the bad stuff.
At number 1.
At number 1, we have Kevin's literal best friend, Will Cooley of the New York Rangers. He's averaging 0.9 PIMs, 2.4 shots, 3.6 hits, 4-game week, multiple off nights, and he just got put on power play 1 and scored a power play goal. You're not going to find many guys putting up this category coverage who are on power play 1. So, look, is it going to last that long? Who knows what happens when Trocheck comes back? At this point, I'm pretty comfortable saying that Lafreniere's not getting back on power play 1 for the rest of the year. But Trocheck probably has seniority over Cooley, but also their power play was awful all season, and then they finally scored a goal with him there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the fact is, you're getting the bangers regardless, and the power play 1 upside is just a huge bonus.
Yeah, the only bad thing is that Kevin owns him on his team, so he's bound to get hurt.
Last game he almost got hurt. Like literally,
Oh my god! Guys, we can't keep recommending guys who get injured.
Friday night, I'm at dinner, and I don't have no idea what's happening. All I see is Will Cooley got a power play goal after seeing him on PP1 in practice. I talked about it in the Discord. I told everybody, like, keep your eyes out. Like, Will Cooley on PP1. Let's see if it goes well. Scores immediately. I'm like, let's go. And then Saturday morning, I wake up and I see like Will Cooley getting helped off the ice. It looks like he tore his ACL. Like the whole team's around him. Like they're helping him to the locker room. And I'm like, about to bleep myself, and and then somehow he finishes the game. So I'm like, okay, like maybe dodged a bullet there. Hopefully we don't see anything else come out. Hopefully we don't see like, oh, like yeah, he finished the game, but like season-ending injury. I would not put that past us after like the history we've had with like
game,
Josh
but
Norris
his legs
and
are now jello.
Yeah. So hopefully he's healthy at the time of you listening to this, and you're able to pick him up because he is a stud. He was my 6th round pick. Like we talked about in the draft recap episode how like we have regrets and like who's our biggest reaches and whatever. He was my biggest reach. I was not unhappy to have him on my team. I just took him a little too early because I was convinced that Jake or Josh would take him. So yeah, the cons of having a podcast with your league mates, but he's honestly like lived up to that draft capital. And with this deployment, I feel like he has a super high floor. And
Boat goes up.
Boat is becoming a rocket ship, guys.
Why?
I don't know what this is, but it's boat. It's boats going
How
up.
did this become a thing? Like, I don't understand.
Look in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a boat. It's Will Cooley.
Yeah, it's Will Cooley. Will Cooley's driving the boat. I want to drive the boat. For all the
okay, so our top three skaters for the week are Will Cooley, assuming he can stay healthy, Chris Kreider, and Dmitri Voronkov, also assuming he can stay healthy. That's 2 of the 3 guys on Kevin's team. We're really risking it this week.
Yeah,
he's got a good team, so hopefully it works out. Let's move to the goalie section.
We're finally going to find out if there's actually a curse on my team or not. Like after we're doubling down on this. After William Eklund last week, we're like, all right, if something happens, something is up. Somebody put a curse on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, let's get into the goalies.
Okay.
Number 3.
At number 3 on the quantity goalies, 2+ starts for the week, we've got Arturs Shilovs of the Pittsburgh Penguins, one of the top teams in the league, as everyone expected. They only have 2 games next week, but he should get both those starts with Jerry on IR, and both those games are against Nashville, who suck.
Yeah,
Nashville's so bad.
He has the opportunity now to cement himself as a starter.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's exciting. I can't understand why Pittsburgh's good, but they are.
It's because Crosby is just ages like wine.
It's because they got Ben Kendall.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
So he if he holds that, I'm excited about this as like a season-long hold, and he's gonna win his 2 games this week in all likelihood. Right? I mean, you can't ask for much better. Even compared to the next 2 guys we're going to name, I think that Shilovs is probably looking like he could be the best season-long hold. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, not much to add to that. You're getting a goalie that's going to be the starter for a team that's winning more games than they're losing, and he's less than 40% owned. Feels like quantity with the opportunity to be quality as well. So
yeah, I'm just waiting to see which of you guys picks him up in our league because he just got dropped for some reason.
It's probably me.
Okay. Let the bidding war commence. Maybe it'll be me because I just got an injury to one of my goalies. So let's see what happens.
All right, stay tuned.
Number 2.
At number 2, again, we've got Akira. Look, we can't stop mentioning the starter for the Vegas Golden Knights until Carter Hart is eligible to play. It just came out that Hill is out for months, so who knows how long that is? But months. Yeah, we don't know how many months, but month to month, as they say. But yeah. So Schmid, look, they're giving Lindbaum some games. They're not giving Schmid 100% of the starts, but they're playing 4 times next week. He's getting at least 2 of those, probably 3, but at least 2. They're playing Florida, Islanders, and then a back-to-back with St. Louis and Minnesota. And yeah, until December 1st, when Hart could come back, just pick up Akira if you need a goalie.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's not the hardest matchups either. Like Florida is not intimidating like in years past. The Islanders are not intimidating, and then St. Louis is awful. Maybe they're turning the corner, but for now, not intimidating. And Minnesota, I feel like they can always score a lot of goals, but also let in a lot of goals. So
yeah, I mean they have the GOAT Brock Faber, but
the true GOAT.
Yeah.
But all right, let's touch on number 1.
Okay, at number 1, we have Darth Vladar of the Philadelphia Flyers. They play 3 games next week. Sam Ersson did just come back from injury, but they like to alternate start, and Ersson is getting the last start of this current week, which means that Vladar should get the Edmonton start and the Dallas start. That's 2 pretty hard opponents, to be fair, but he's been putting up really sick numbers somehow on this Philly team, so I still really like him as a pickup.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably edge on, like, we have him at number 1 because he's been so solid.
Yeah.
But would I be surprised if Shilovs or Schmid have better weeks? No. But with Vladar, you're going to get at least those 2 starts. So that's like the full guarantee. I think Schmid, his floor is 2 starts, and I think Shilovs is getting at least 1, probably 2. So given the Jari injury, but all 3 of these guys are great options. We have them at 1, 2, 3, but it's not like a way better than the other behind them. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of all in the same tier.
They all have their own story, that you should target.
Like. Yeah.
Like,
and if you have a fab system, like I wouldn't necessarily put like way more on Vladar.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I probably put like $2 on each.
As long as I get one of these guys, I'm happy. Like if you're in a scenario where you need goalie starts, like your options are. These are 3 of your best options, and you're not trying to be picky with the quality at that point. You know what I mean? Like,
it is fair that Shilovs is 3rd, though, only because they only have 2 games. So there is a chance that he just doesn't get the other one, which would be a bit ridiculous, but you never know. Whereas Vladar is going to get the Edmonton one and one of the back-to-backs. So you know that the floor is 2. And Schmid just has, I would say, the opponents are kind of tough between St. Louis and Minnesota, and Florida, we have no idea.
If it was for me, I would think I would prioritize Schmid over Vladar, just because I feel like he's more likely to get wins than Vladar is.
Yeah, but that's all this to say is very close.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go into our top 3 quality goalies. These are ones we're going to get probably only 1 start, but it should be a good one.
Yeah.
At number 3.
At number 3, we have Akira's buddy, Carl Lindbaum of the Vegas Golden Knights. They have a back-to-back St. Louis, Minnesota. I would love to grab the one who plays against St. Louis. They are such a disaster, but I'm not too worried about Minnesota either. Like Kevin said, they could score goals, but they're not winning many games, so I like Vegas' chances in either of those matchups.
Yeah, same.
Yep. At number 2.
And number 2, we've got Calvin Pickard of the Edmonton Oilers, Philly, and Columbus. Neither one of those teams is scary at all to me. And Hyman might be coming back this week, so the Oilers might get an even bigger boost, so I like this one a lot.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know if I have necessarily like a preference as to which one he plays, but with Hyman coming back, we've spoken about it a lot. The whole team's going to get better, and Edmonton should win both. That being said, these are away games, if I'm not mistaken. So that's always kind of tough, especially when it's like,
it's harder.
It's harder, but they still should be able to pull it off. And without Monahan, if he is out for an extended period of time, like we're excited about Fantilli, but as a team, they're going to be less good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
Something to keep in mind.
It's also just Edmonton is usually going to be favored in their matchups. Like that's just how it is when you have McDavid and Draisaitl on the same team.
They got the best player in the league in McDavid.
Yeah, and
Josh, who I just acquired in a trade.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have McDavid. I'm so hyped.
Yeah, you may as well say what the trade was. You got McDavid.
I gave up JT Miller and Tage Thompson and got McDavid in return. And I didn't even I got the offer just got sent to me and I just pressed accept. I didn't
Yeah,
do any of the work.
I don't think it's so crazy on paper, but like obviously like you could do a lot with it. And,
McDavid
like,
could get more points than JT
Than
and
both
Tage
combined.
combined at the end of the season.
Yes.
That's
The
just
Yes, he
backpats
could.
are obviously
nuts.
an L, but I think points wise, it's a huge one.
No, like I agree that you won the trade. I just think, and like he could have probably given you, I don't know, like the JT's such a buy low, but yeah, McDavid's so
Yeah.
exciting at this point in the season because there's so much ahead of you to pick someone up off waiver. So
Yeah.
case in point, you want to be giving the 2 in the 2-for-1 at this stage in the season.
Yeah, I've got so many guys I'm excited to pick up, and now I don't have to drop anyone.
Yeah. Oh, sure,
right.
you have a Shilov spot. Yikes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. At
Okay.
number 1.
At number 1, I've got 2 goalies because I like both of them, and they're both going to get 1 start for this week at least. And that's Cam Talbot and John Gibson, both of the Detroit Red Wings. Their back-to-back is against Buffalo at home and Rangers away. And here's why these are both unreal. Buffalo, because Buffalo sucks. And being at home is usually better. So Buffalo at home is a slam dunk. But Rangers away, I'd way rather play the Rangers in Madison Square Garden this year than at home. Do you know the Rangers' record away right now?
They have like
Their away record is 7-1-1. Do you know what
Yeah.
their home record is?
0-6 or something.
Yes, 0-6 or something is
Yeah.
exactly right. They got shut out in 4 of their, I want to say 7 home games so far this
Yeah.
year.
Crazy.
So if you're playing in Madison Square Garden, you might be leaving with you're more likely
But-
than not leaving with a shutout.
How many games have they played at Madison Square Garden with Bald Panarin? That's my question.
True. That's true. And Trocheck's coming back, so no, it's not a free win, but I'd say it's pretty close.
Yeah. But Kane just came back, so Detroit's just going to get better. And they were already very good.
Yes.
And also, like, yeah, Detroit has been surprisingly super hot to start the season. I mean, I feel like they always start like in an encouraged
The
fashion,
Yzer
and
plan's
then
coming together.
it falls off. But Gibson and Talbot have both been serviceable in spot starts. If you'd rather have one or the other, like goalie, who would you rather have?
It's tough because I would rather have the one playing Rangers, but you're saying in terms of the goalie and not the matchup,
Yeah,
I think I'm going to go with Gibson over Talbot.
because if you have to prioritize one name, I'd also prioritize Gibson. I feel like in general he's going to get more starts as well. Like they just traded
Yeah.
for him. Like he's been a
Yeah.
big name. Talbot's almost 40, so I think is Talbot like 38? Anyways, but not important.
He old.
He old, and Gibson is usually hurt. But I would say like if they had to ride one goalie, it's going to be John Gibson in my opinion.
Yes.
So that's I want to pick him up with the upside of like not having to immediately drop him, and hopefully he just gets the better matchup, which I guess is subjective this week.
Kevin, you're absolutely on fire today. He is in fact 38 years old.
Wow. This guy knows stuff.
I
You should start a
read.
podcast.
I know how to read.
Yeah, but it's been an even split thus far with 8 and 8. Gibson did have an injury though, right?
Yeah, he did.
At some
Yeah,
point.
and he had a
so-
really rough start, but I think he's been picking it up.
Yeah, so but they want Gibson to be the guy, like you said, they traded for him. Their stats are virtually identical so far. I wouldn't put too much stock into it because I think rest of the season they would prioritize Gibson at 32 years old instead of 38-year-old Talbot. But hey, I mean, it could be much
Combined,
closer to like
they're
a
70.
45.
Whoa. That's
Quick
the
math.
high-level analysis you come to us for.
You come for the hockey, you
Wow.
stay for the math.
Let's wrap this up.
Also,
All right.
vote goes up.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to our Week 6 streaming waiver streaming episode. I know you guys love when I put it that way, but, you know,
Yes.
Yeah.
you heard it. And, yeah,
That's what it's called.
make sure to follow us on our socials for updates, more fantasy hockey content, which are all in the link tree in the podcast description. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Thank you for the fist bump, really, actually. You got the third one out of me.
Yeah.
And follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast. Rate us 5 stars and subscribe on YouTube. Fire emoji. Help us.
Fire emoji. Leave a like, comment, all that good stuff.
Subscribe and
Yeah.
have a great day.
Comment 5 stars on YouTube. Isn't that our thing?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
comment 5
Comment
stars on
5
YouTube.
stars.
All right,
Comment
Ernie,
5 stars if you're a 5-star man. All right.
Take it away.
Ba-ba-da-bow-bow, Banger Management Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Woo!
Woo! Wow! Woo!
Wow.
Wow!
Oh, wow.